My cousin stole the money I had saved for my son's surgery. "He'll be okay. Kids recover quickly," she said with a smile while booking a trip to Paris. But a week later, she regretted it. I'm Emily, and my world is small but filled with love. Nestled in a quaint town in Ohio, my days are a delicate balance between nurturing my 8-year-old son, Tommy, and the relentless pursuit of his well-being. Tommy, with his infectious laughter and curious eyes, has a heart condition that's as rare as it is cruel. The doctors have been clear. He needs surgery, and soon. But the price tag on his life is something my modest earnings from the local diner can't even begin to cover. Over the past year, I've turned every stone, worked every extra shift, and even parted with cherished possessions. Yet, the mountain of medical bills looms larger with each passing day. Enter Lisa, my cousin, the family's black sheep. Known for her extravagant lifestyle and a moral compass that often spins wildly, she's always been an enigma. But to my surprise, she's been a constant presence, dropping by to see Tommy and me, her visits a mix of concern and her usual flamboyance. One evening, as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of worry and hope, Lisa arrives. Her eyes are alight with a fervor I haven't seen before. "She's landed a new job," she announces, her voice brimming with excitement. I muster a smile, genuinely happy for her, but my heart isn't in it. My mind is a storm of worry swirling around. Tommy's surgery, Lisa, ever perceptive, notices my distress. "Hey, what's wrong, Em?" she asks, her voice softening. I tell her about the surgery, the costs, the sleepless nights. Her response is immediate. "Let me help. I can look into some." The next morning, I wake up to a text alert from my bank. My heart skips a beat as I open the app, only to see my savings. Account is nearly empty. A large withdrawal, one I certainly didn't authorize, stares back at me. My hands tremble as I scroll through the transactions, my mind racing with betrayal. I call Lisa, my voice quivering with a mix of anger and disbelief. "Lisa, what have you done?" I manage to say, my words sharp like shards of glass. "Oh, Emily, I was just about to call you." Her voice is annoyingly cheerful, a stark contrast to the storm brewing inside me. "I've got a surprise for you." "A surprise?" I echo, my voice dripping with sarcasm. "You mean like draining my savings account?" She laughs, that light, carefree laugh that used to charm me but now grates on my nerves. "No, silly. I've used the money to book us a trip to Paris. It's going to be amazing, Em. You need this. We both do." I'm speechless for a moment, the audacity of her actions leaving me reeling. "Lisa, that money was for Tommy's surgery. How could you? He'll be okay. Kids recover quickly," she dismisses, her tone flippant, as if discussing a minor inconvenience rather than my son's life. "Besides, I've arranged for Tommy to stay with your mom. It's all taken care of. This trip will be good for your mental health, Emily. You've been under so much stress." My mind is a whirlwind of fury and temptation. The idea of escaping, even for a brief moment, to the romantic streets of I'm in Paris, and the city's charm is undeniable. The Eiffel Tower stands majestic against the skyline, and the Seine River flows with a serene grace. But even as I walk these historic streets with Lisa, my heart is heavy, tethered to the reality I've left behind. Lisa, always the life of the party, tries her best to lift my spirits. She takes me to quaint cafes where we indulge in croissants that melt in your mouth, and to boutiques where she insists on buying me gifts, each one a little more extravagant than the last. But the nights are the hardest. Alone in our hotel room, the silence is deafening. I lie awake, staring at the ceiling, my thoughts consumed by Tommy. His laughter, his pain, the way his small hand felt in mine when he was scared. My phone buzzes, breaking the silence. It's my mother. Her voice is strained, barely holding back, tears. Emily, Tommy's condition has worsened. They need to operate immediately. My world crumbles. The joy of Paris fades into a distant memory as I confront Lisa when she returns, tears streaming down my face. Lisa, how could you? Tommy needs that money now. Lisa, for the first time, looks genuinely remorseful. Her usual bravado fades and she sits beside me, her voice low. I thought this trip would help. I didn't realize how dire it was. But then she drops a bombshell. Emily, I have to tell you something. I didn't get a new job. I'm in debt, and I took the money out of desperation. I thought I could win it back through gambling here in Paris. The betrayal cuts deep. My anger flares, but it's mixed with a desperate need for a solution. Lisa, we need to go back, now. We need to find a way to get that money back. Lisa nods, her face pale. I know, I'll try to reverse what I've done. Maybe I can talk to the casino, explain the situation. We spend the next day in a whirlwind of activity. Lisa, with a newfound urgency, contacts her gambling contacts. The next morning, the airport is a blur of activity, but the tension between Lisa and me is palpable. We're both exhausted, our faces etched with the strain of the past few days. Lisa's eyes are red, not just from lack of sleep, but from the tears she shed last night when she confessed her gambling debts. She's on her phone, her voice low and urgent as she speaks to her contacts, trying to raise the funds for Tommy's surgery. I'm on the other line, my heart pounding as I explain our dire situation to the hospital. Please, just a little more time, I plead, my voice cracking with desperation. The hospital administrator's response is sympathetic but firm. They need the funds to proceed with the surgery. As we board the plane, the weight of our predicament hangs heavy in the air. Lisa turns to me, her expression a mix of guilt and resolve. She hands me an envelope, her hands trembling slightly. Inside there's a check, the amount making my breath catch in my throat. I sold everything, Emily. My car, my designer clothes, even my apartment, she says, her voice breaking. I'm sorry for everything. I want to make this right. Tears blur my vision as I look at her, the enormity of her sacrifice sinking in. Lisa, this is everything, I whisper, my voice thick with emotion. She nods, her gaze dropping to her lap. I've been selfish, but not anymore. I want Tommy to have the surgery he needs. I want to be there for you, for him, like I should have been all along. The plane's engines roar to life, and as we taxi down the runway, my mind races. Will, the money be enough? Can we make it back in time? The questions swirl. But there's a flicker of hope now. A light at the end of this dark tunnel we've been navigating. Lisa reaches for my hand, squeezing it gently. We'll make it, Emily. We have to. Her voice is firm, a stark contrast to the Lisa I've known. The one who always seemed to live for the moment, not for the consequences. The plane touches down in Ohio, and the urgency of our situation propels me forward. Lisa and I rush to the hospital, our steps echoing the rapid beat of my heart. The hospital staff are already in motion, preparing for Tommy's surgery now that the funds are available. The doctor, after a quick review, nods his approval, and I watch through the window as Tommy is wheeled into the operating room. His small form looks so fragile under the stark lights, and my heart clenches with fear and hope. Lisa stands beside me, her presence now a comfort rather than a source of contention. She's quiet, her usual flamboyance replaced by a solemn resolve. Hours stretch into an eternity as we wait, the ticking of the clock a relentless reminder of the stakes at play. Finally, the surgeon emerges, his face unreadable. He approaches us, and I brace myself for the news. The surgery was successful, he begins, and a wave of relief washes over me. But it's tempered by his next words. However, the next 24 hours are critical for Tommy's recovery. We'll know more soon. I nod, my throat tight with emotion. Lisa squeezes my hand, her eyes reflecting the same mix of relief and anxiety that churns within me. We sit down, the weight of the past days heavy on our shoulders. As we wait, the silence between us is filled with unspoken apologies and the beginnings of understanding. "Lisa," I start, my voice barely above a whisper, I appreciate what you've done. Selling everything. To help Tommy, it means more than you know." She looks at me, her eyes glistening. "Emily, I've been selfish. I didn't see how much you were carrying until now. I want to be here for you, for Tommy. I want to make amends." The hours drag on, each minute a test of our patience and our faith. Nurses come and go, their updates brief and professional. The hospital corridor feels like a limbo, a place between despair and hope. Then, as dawn breaks, casting a soft light through the windows, the doctor returns. His expression is softer this time. A hint of a smile. Tommy's recovery has been slow, but today he opens his eyes, and the relief that floods through me is like a tidal wave. I'm by his side, my hand gently holding his, tears of joy mingling with those of relief. Lisa, standing at the doorway, watches with a mix of relief and guilt etched on her face. Over the next few weeks, as Tommy grows stronger, Lisa becomes a constant presence, not just visiting but helping with his care. Her actions speaking louder than any words of apology could. One day, as we sit in the hospital garden, the sun casting a warm glow over us, Lisa turns to me, her voice soft but earnest. "I've learned my lesson, Emily. I want to change, to be better." I look at her, seeing the sincerity in her eyes, the desire for redemption. "We all make mistakes, Lisa. What matters is what we do next," I reply, offering her a small, forgiving smile. It's a moment of healing, not just for Tommy, but for our fractured family. With the financial burden lifted thanks to Lisa's sacrifices, I can focus entirely on Tommy. His laughter, once a distant memory, now fills our days, a sound more precious than any melody. Lisa, true to her word, starts working at a local charity, channeling her energy into something positive. She uses her charm, once a tool for personal gain, now for the benefit of others. Our family, once torn apart by betrayal, finds a new strength in forgiveness and the shared love for Tommy. As the days turn into weeks and Tommy's health improves, I often find myself pondering the future. Will this newfound peace last, or will old habits resurface? But for now, I choose to focus on the present, on the healing, on the love that's slowly knitting us back together. Lisa's presence, once a source of tension, has become a pillar of support. She's not just helping with Tommy, she's helping to rebuild trust, to mend the bonds that were once so strained. Tommy's laughter echoes in the garden, a testament to his resilience and our collective effort to move forward. Lisa and I sit side. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you enjoyed this story. This will help us create more engaging stories for you.